Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have an EU blue and gray event for you. Our first map is Hatch's Attack. You're seeing an overview of that map right now, followed by our second map, which is Reno's Fall. Haven't seen South Mountain in a while, so it'll be nice to see this. But before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description and get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. So our teams for today, on the Confederate side, you got Colquitt's Brigade, 11th Mississippi, Hampton's Legion, 1st Delaware. And then on the Union side, you got Iron Brigade, Free States Brigade, 9th Corps, 42nd Pennsylvania, New York State Guards, and the 17th Michigan. Server pop today, 140 right now. Inbalance is 5 towards Union, which is not bad at all. No artillery on this first map. Union has some artillery next map, but we'll obviously look at that then. Your frontline reporters for today. For your Union perspective, you got Lucian here from the Iron Brigade, 15th Wisconsin more particularly. And then for the CSA side, you got Flores from the 11th Mississippi. So very appreciative of their POVs. Co-commentating with me today, we have Doug from Colquitt's Brigade. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello guys, it's Doug from CQB. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, and we're very glad that you're here. So, strategy for Hatch's Attack. What do both sides got to do to win this game?
CSA has to play defensively. They need to shift with the Union wherever they go, and try to defeat them, not giving them any ground, not letting them get into the forest. Basically, as soon as the Union gets into the forest, established in the forest, takes positions like the big rock on point, it's basically over for the CSA. So the CSA has to shift with them, try to avoid melee, go into a firefight, and just fight them on range, avoid the sharps. And Union has to try and get a breakthrough through the Confederate line and establish themselves in the wood line.
And I like to see what Union's doing so far. They're all making a concentrated effort going up this left side. CSA, obviously, as you mentioned, they got to defend. They can't let the Union into that woods, so they have to spread themselves out across the whole width of the woods to prepare, depending on where Union goes. And since Union's going all left, it looks like CSA's reacting. You guys can use a Steam chat in this event, right?
Yeah, we got Steam chat,
yeah.
So
Flores must have been told of that, and he is shifting 11th Mississippi back over there. Holding alongside point, you got Colquitt's Brigade as well. And then kind of further forward is HL and 1st Delaware. You can see some of the sharps for Union kind of taking a little forward position. The sharps are really good at shooting, not so much melee, but I think that's why they're spread out kind of on the open like this to get their half-speed reloads compared to a normal rifle. So I do hope Union plays this a little aggressive. You got to charge the CSA out. That's the only way you're going to win this map. And let's see here. It looks like HL and 1st Delaware kind of fell back. 11th Mississippi up on their side as well.
Break everything.
And now they're falling back.
I like the setup from the CSA, that they're pulling back now because the Union gained ground and they don't want to let the Union get too close, because they will not win this shootout against the sharps here, because they will just outshoot them. So I like the pulling back, so the Union has to get a little closer where the CSA will have better shots and a stonewall back here.
Yeah, and I like that the Union is moving up this hill kind of quickly. You'll see in some matches Union will kind of sit halfway down the hill and they'll just shoot the CSA who are holding where Hampton's Legion and 1st Delaware were a moment ago. And they'll just sit in a shootout. It's like you're not gaining anything here. So I appreciate that Union's a little aggressive here. New York State Guards and 9th Corps have kind of pushed up the furthest forward here for Union.
It's going to be hard for Union to break through this line now. You can see 11th just kneeling back there. They're going to be a hard force to break. IB would have an opening if they would just sprint to the right and try to build up a crossfire if they form somewhere on the road in open order.
Union's inching closer, yeah. Here's Iron Brigade. They're the one with the sharps. And I'm kind of intrigued to see how this map is played, because remember, we got 140 players, so this is like 150 max pop was like what it was like years ago. And so 140 would be a lot of people, obviously not today, as we can get the 350 and 400 players. But I wonder how this is going to go, because I've seen a lot of Hatch's attack where it's 250, 300 players, and CSA usually dominate that just because they can defend the whole width of the woods, and Union can't really break through. I think CSA gets buck and ball too.
They have, yes, 2 companies on CSA got buck and ball.
Yeah.
Which is on this range perfect. It's perfect to counter the sharps, and if you see this big blob here, if 1 buck and ball volley in there, that's just half of that basically down.
Yeah. For those of you watching don't know what buck and ball is, you're basically shooting a shotgun versus your normal one-shot rifle. And I think 42nd PA, they're doing rising volleys, kind of using this definitely to protect themselves a little bit from that buck and ball. But this map has swung heavily in CSA's favor in the higher pops. And I don't really remember how Hatches was like on the lower pop. I assume Union would win it more, but we'll see how this match plays out today.
Low pop, usually the side that has like a special unit has the advantage, but great move by HL.
HL, yeah, HL pushed forward and kind of wiped Iron Brigade there. Very well done. You got 11th Mississippi rolling up the side as well.
CSA now needs to use the momentum to team wipe Union.
And 42nd PA just did their volley on the side. They're charging in on the top. So this is a surprising aggression we don't normally see. I mean, I don't...
in favor of CSA.
Ooh. Who's not charging in for CSA? CQB was kind of sitting back in the center rocks there, taking shots. They're not pulling off. CSA's... Oh. It looks like CSA pushed Union off, yeah. I would say. At least off the top.
They still have a couple of guys down here. They still have a couple of New York State guards down here. They should keep up the pressure now and push him out. That's going to be like skirmishing tickets. But I understand them pulling back to, like, you know, reform and reset.
Yep. They don't
Big hit for you.
11 Mississippi's holding still a little, now they're falling back, but that was a great counter charge from CSA. Tickets are now in CSA's favor by a little bit, and that's really what you need to see. So, good start here from CSA. I'm surprised that Iron Brigade was pushing so close in the open with their sharps to the CSA line. Because they got slaughtered in a volley or so, and I mean, at least from my POV, when you're looking from this half-stone wall where Iron Brigade was holding, you can see those guys perfectly. And so, I don't know why Iron Brigade positioned there.
I can kind of understand it, because they wanted to, I think, set up something like a crossfire. And if they stand in open order, it's harder for the CSA to hit, but them creeping closer to buck and ball is not ideal when you have sharps. The first position in which they were in was perfect. When they advanced and they took their shots out and then they got wiped, it opened the side for the Union, and the CSA just sweep down the side, as we saw when HL moved up and wiped IB basically.
So both sides taking an opportunity to reform. Iron Brigade obviously back up here pretty quickly. They're the first ones to go, but CSA's kind of holding a little further back, spreading themselves out. Maybe wanting to avoid some ticket loss here. You obviously have a few guys that are still in the original positions. Looks like mostly officers that are just seeing what's going on. But Union's got 9th Corps and the New York State Guards in the center here on these racks. Normally where you see Union sharps, actually. It's kind of interesting. The sharps are normally where the infantry is.
HL is moving out on the far CSA right for a volley over here, I believe.
It looks like it. And we'll see. Union's defilated, so a lot of these shots probably won't hit. They hit the one guy that was on the fence, but the issue I see with CSA... Oh my goodness, who's coming out of the corn here? 11 Mississippi.
Doing a great job here, yes.
Yeah, holy cow.
Now CQB comes in. Yep. There you go, CQB. And now CQB has flanking shots on IB.
If hopefully the rest of the CSA collapses, if 11 Mississippi is going to charge in here.
Yep, CQB is coming.
fucking.
Is HL first Delaware still kind of holding a little back? Union first to go down to engaged. CSA, this charge was not as good as the first one in terms of how together it is.
They still have number advantage with HL coming in. Union will win that initially, but when HL goes in, the CSA should have that.
Yeah, they're starting to move in. Should be. Because I'm pretty sure CSA's got 4 flags on this map before companies to spawn in as. Here they go.
Great that HL is not going for the melee. The shootout is the perfect decision here.
They got that bucking ball. You could hear him say that a moment ago. And they are shredding through the Union.
Get out of here, get out of here, 20 seconds. Pull back, pull back. It's a shooting gallery,
And
get
there
out of
goes
here.
the charge.
Get out of here, boys, it's a fucking
Union
shooting
should
gallery.
pull back to save the flags.
Let them charge, run boys, run.
And there goes one of them.
Goddamn! No, you ain't running from me.
Keep moving.
And like you mentioned, they could have done this the first time as well and probably gotten a flag or so, but Union's completely beat back in that lane now. Looks like some of the Union's going on the Union right side of the map, or maybe they're actually going straight up center. New York State Guards heading that way. They don't have a flag with them. A bigger map like this, Union losing these flags is devastating. It looks like they have 2 down flags, so Union has only 1 flag remaining. Most normal infantry companies in this game have 2 flags each. That's why you see CSA having 4 flags. 2 companies for each regiment, 4 in total. With Union having the Sharps only has 1 company and not 2, so Union's only spawning in this map with 3 flags.
They got 1 flag out in the center. New York State Guards got their flag back.
Who is it? Pez and
Pez
Clark.
Clarky.
Yeah. I don't know if they're... I'm just intrigued why they're running all the way down the hill. Gene's trying to chase them and stop this.
Like, if they would just need to run to the left side to get to their unit.
I wonder if they ran down the hill to make it seem like their friendlies weren't over there. Because if he guns it into the corn... Well, I guess that's kind of hard to tell.
111th Mississippi guy here, oil lamp at the edge of the cornfield.
Oh,
he
he
missed.
missed.
Looks like Union is again going to the left side. New York State Guards decided to now shift left in the cornfield.
Interesting.
11th Mississippi know that the flag went there, so they should know that the unit is over here somewhere. And they're like at the edge of the corn, prepared for it basically as soon as they see them.
That'd be cool if there was an animation you could have as a flag to like lower it so that it isn't showing up like this in the corn, and it would like half the respawn rate like when you're in skirmishing as a flag bearer. I think that would be a little interesting. Because you got 11 Mississippi is shifting right where New York State Guards are going. I mean, that flag's going to be showing it, but also, as you mentioned, Doug, that one guy saw him, or at least the flag, so...
That's the interception you need, and I believe New York State Guard stays on the fence. Yeah, they do. Pushing forward against these rocks is not really a great idea because CSA has a very good position down here in cover. I mean, they got a fence line up there. They do peaks and valleys, so they can shoot down there. But the CSA still has buck and bull.
And well, CSA has 4 regiments on their team, and each regiment has their own flag. So that's very nice for CSA as well.
It is. However, the Union has sharps
Reload, keep shooting.
to compensate that.
Fire down that line.
Oh, there's movement up there. There's movement up there.
Fire.
Oil lamp is... He's still up there. He's going through the core next to New York State Guards. Oh.
On the other side, you see IB is now not in the open field anymore. They're like chilling a little more to the left side.
What are they waiting for?
Possibly because every Union unit is holding fire, so we can expect a push soon, I believe. There we go. IB's moving up.
See the smoke, boys.
So Union has tried to kind of sit and shoot from the left side as a team. That hasn't worked. It's failed twice. So it looks like, as we've been seeing, Union splitting apart, trying to see if they can get around, but CSA's reacted pretty quickly. I really wonder when Union will decide to mass charge. The odds, I mean, honestly, tickets are kind of even.
Almost, yes.
Almost, yeah.
Keeping that in a bit of a shootout will be for Union on range better.
Union just
But
dropped.
CSA. Yeah, CQB moved up and did a volley here on the side. I believe it's gonna be Union needs to get a move that will get them a lot of tickets back, otherwise they will just sit in that deficit the entire time. And CQB has great flanking shots into the onto the Union team here on the right CSA side. The return volley from 42nd didn't hit anybody, I believe.
They got one guy on top of the rocks next to his dad, some civilian.
I always like it when, you know, somebody's on top of the rock and then you just order a volley and everybody just aims at that one guy on the rock.
Dang, that bomb didn't kill anybody.
It's a tough position to volley from, to be fair.
Sure.
Also, IB standing in open order. Yeah. New York State Guards pulled back. They would have an opportunity to cut the CSA team in half here. I don't think they'll take it though, because CQB and 11th would just collapse on them.
Yeah, and they also got to move quick, because 11 Mississippi, if they see that they're not there anymore, they just volleyed into nothing, which is pretty funny. But I guarantee you, based on how I've seen 11 Mississippi play and what we've seen even from this round, they will probably go to where New York State Guards is now and just try to flank the Union team, if there's any in the open.
And there's still this one CSA guy, the oil lamp is still in the cornfield on the rock, just scouting.
I didn't realize there were nice rocks here.
It's like Liam wants to find the flank of CQB here.
Yeah, but he broke. He's having some issues.
He's got a. If he wants to do that, they gotta move quick. 11 Mississippi's starting to shift back down.
All right, so we are all basically at that tree, the big one.
Left, boys.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
11th is shifting up.
Yep. Thank you.
No worries.
They're probably gonna charge.
There they are.
Oh,
There they are. They're up here. They're up here.
Line. Fire wheel.
Never mind, they're gonna sit and shoot.
The buck and ball is devastating.
And now they're starting to move New York State Guards as they're going back to that center.
It's the only right move to try and reunite with the team right now, because they can only beat the CSA as a team. And wait for the CSA to do a mistake and like move out or something into the field, and then they need to see that mistake and they need to hold off a unit. 11th is moving into the field right now, Fletcher again with a great flank over here. Union needs to see that now and stop that until they have a number advantage, and then they could do a charge.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. 11 Mississippi has basically cut themselves off from the rest of the team. They're very far forward. You like to see the flank, but the problem, like, Union as a team needs to collapse on 11 Mississippi and then charge the rest of the CSA team out. This is a really good opportunity for them to do that, but we'll see if they take advantage. Looks like
42nd is drifting.
And 11 Mississippi pulls out.
Volley.
Yeah. So smart from 11 Mississippi, not trying to jeopardize it, except for Flores, who is unloading the Lamette, and he pays the price.
Still, that gives IB a chance to remain in the firefight over here and do damage. IB is getting, again, very close to Buck and Ball with Sharps.
Which, even though the Sharps, you're getting 2 shots per 1 Buck and Ball shot, I would much rather have the Springfield 42 with that Buck and Ball over a Sharps.
Totally.
Keep up that intensity of fire, gentlemen.
The CSA defense has just been... Sorry.
No, you continue.
The CSA defense has just been pretty strong.
Yeah.
11th doing a move again, going into the field.
I really wonder. So the devs said they wanted to get that company tool, the updated one, which I don't know if I agree with them working on it, but that's besides the point.
All right, this time with
They said they wanted to record every War of Rights match and see how often a team is winning to help balance the game. Which I think Union desperately needs more tickets, or rather CSA needs less tickets. And here comes a charge here. 40-second PA is going in. Puts HL for color, holding that.
Now they we must go on marching to the beating of the drum.
CSA has an opportunity to countercharge this.
And someone's... 11 Mississippi's now getting in here. The CSA line is plugged. Now more Union's moving in. This is... Why Union going so spread out?
They still have a lot of guys in that fight. They need to kill as many CSA as possible, but that's gonna hurt the Union ticket-wise.
Why did 40-second PA go in and then the rest of the Union team go in?
Possibly not great communicated in Steam chat, but I think Lewis is hitting a lot of his guys with the mat. Here comes CQB, and CQB and HL get the breakthrough.
And they just, yeah, you said they need to keep going. Colquitt's brigade doing that. HL going down. Get all 3 flags. Union's down to taking losses.
Glaive leading the charge down here from CQB with the sword. That's what CSA has to do. They got to chase him all the way down and get those flags wiped. Even though tickets are now way closer than they were before. Karima just bonked 2 CQB guys, and now he got Nate from 11th Mississippi got him now.
So again, a great hold from CSA, and you gotta wonder about these tickets here. CSA is winning, and that's great for them. But I wonder final push last stand how that's gonna play down, because I assume that's how this match is gonna end.
I believe Union is gonna fall to final push first, and then CSA into last stand, and then it's gonna be one charge difference that's gonna cost them the game. And then it comes down to these early game mistakes Union did when they advanced that will in the end they need to pay up for that again.
Up to the far star, 15, up to the far star. Open over.
I like for Delaware being up here to like basically take some shots at the Union that tries to regroup, because that's all out of line from Union standing in the field there until the main team now moves back up.
Some shops down there.
I did my part.
So Union's regrouping, gonna go down there USA left side. And they're just spending that time to reform as we got 25 minutes through the match so far.
I don't see any targets.
IB is holding very far back this time. They're trying to shoot out these CSA guys that are standing up there. Now they're advancing. Still, Union very much likes to attack the left side here, or move up their left side.
I mean, it's probably the best defensive area, and it's probably, I don't know about that. It hatches is really hard for Union to win, and even though it's a lower pop where it's generally much more attacker bias, you're still seeing CSA winning, but that ticket margin's still very close, so who knows what's going to happen here.
You looking, boys?
Tickets are about to be even now.
Oh, what a volley from HL
sure if I
on
told them,
IB
they
and FSB.
Big hole in the line. Yeah. This is the perfect range for IB to stand with their sharps and shoot. They have semi-decent cover from the right side where CQB is shooting them in the side. They have okay cover because of the bush there. And now if other units move up, 42nd PA should maybe focus on the right side and shoot at CQB there, because they're not really. Oh no, they're behind the stone wall. They're in good cover over here.
Got more Union going down the right side of the map. Union right. New York State Guards heading that way. I like the idea. You're trying to throw CSA off, and some CSA are holding on the left side for the CSA line, and it's 11 Mississippi.
Again, going to be a harsh force for New York State Guards to break through. If they manage to break through, though, then CQB has to be quick sprinting over there. Otherwise, it's going to be quite harsh.
And who is Iron Brigade? Iron Brigade FSP rolling up really close to this HL First Delaware line. 9th Corps plugging in some holes. Are they charging? 9th Corps is charging. Okay, most of the Union's moving up. I like the plan. The Sharps suck at melee, throw them in the front, have them die, and then have the rest of the infantry charge in. Here comes a big charge on CSA.
They could have just held on the fence line and just fired, and make sure the Sharps can move up as well. But now they're going to lose that melee.
Run! Fuck you!
Honestly, wow.
That's
There's a lot less
Mississippi
Union
went right on the other flank. Yeah. 11 Mississippi is charging on New York State Guards on the other side. That attack failed.
Fucking down. Good job. Good job. Fall back again.
Yeah, geez. They got their flag too, and it's stuck at a not so great place for Union. So it's not a half
look
morale
at
stage.
the
Yeah, holy cow. You know, I was gonna say that charge on the Union left, it looked promising for a second, because as they hit the CSA line, CSA was reloading. Their whole line was reloading while crouched. So it looked good for a second, but
IB is still holding. CQB could just move up, but IB is still holding this firefight together with 46th PA even.
Buckles and knees from here, gentlemen. Buckles and knees.
Buckles and knees, boys! Buckles and knees!
yeah, I'm surprised they're holding that far
Hold on,
up.
10 and 40 seconds.
11 Mississippi is moving back over here.
They would go for the big tree right now in the center of the field, like down the left. They would cut off the entire Union team. I think it's too risky because I think HL doesn't have their full respawns in yet.
I mean, even if HL didn't, most of the Union team is not. Only like half the Union team is on this left, maybe a little over half. So, if CSA with everyone that's in here,
HL moves up now for a buck and ball volley over here. Ouch, that hurt the Union.
They're coming to the fence.
I don't know why Union thinks sitting here is a good idea. They're sitting in the complete open, perfect line of vision from where CSA is at, and they're shooting into a very shadowy, bushy, tree, smoke-covered area. You can't see as much as Union compared to CSA. And look at that. 11 Mississippi getting on that flank. Not totally cutting them off. They could if they want. But
Forces them to retreat.
yeah. I don't know why Union thinks that sitting and shooting there is a good idea. You're shooting into...
And now 11 off.
Oh,
Look at this.
Yep.
What did I say like a minute ago?
I know. CSA should collapse as a team, and they could get this. Obviously, shooting them down will work just as well. But I think the rest of the CSA team needs to help out. 11 MS, who's getting in a melee now.
Get in there, give them a good melee, 40 seconds. Fuck 'em up.
Flags are down for Union. Union's not getting respawns in. They just picked one up.
9th Corps is moving up. They should be able to... Union should win that fight over here.
Yeah, the rest of the CSA just left the 11th Mississippi to dry. It's a little bit of a shame.
Watch out, Flack!
But
Back on the fence, Sharps.
We can hold here. We can hold here. We got reinforcements coming up. We can hold it here. Let's hold back by the large tree.
And we're again in a very static and slow phase in which Union has to recover right now. Tiger's moving into the field on the far CSA right. I don't know what he's doing, probably just scouting. I like this pulling back tactic CSA is doing. Not giving the Union any sort of targets when they are like, you know, when they need to pull back. They could just maybe chill here, or with the rest of the guys of CSA would be on the road. They would have targets, but in this case they basically have no targets. They have nothing to shoot at.
Very much so. HL's running up though out of that cover. They're going to get a volley.
And IB is getting closer to it. Oof.
I did it.
It's the wall, boys.
And CSA is pulling back. Perfect. The volley from CQB just also dropped like 3 or 4 guys in the bush here.
Just when I managed to get over.
I mean, what do you think, Doug? What do you think the Union has to do at this point of the match to win?
Well, if we look at the setup they have right now, they need to make sure that one unit on the right, 11th Mississippi, is being intercepted if they're going to do the same move again. And I would say they need to charge up the right side of the snake fence, not the left, because then they would hit CQB. Or they should wait for like HL to get a volley off, like crouch, whatever, and then they should go in. HL is going for a volley again, and it wiped the entirety of IB. Love Eugene.
Union keeps tempting fate. Why? HL slaughtering IB all day long. This is... I don't... Why does Union keep doing this?
You remember that one volley CQB once did on IB? This was basically the repeat on a different map.
Holy
It was
crap.
not the first thing, it was the second thing. And when I fixed
And
both of
11th,
them, the third
same move
fucking
again.
problem happened, so, you know, fucking great.
Jesus Christ.
This is...
Hey, you know what was the combo, French toast? You know what was
You
the
could
combo?
see from at least our frontline reporter view of Lucian here. He's looking through his binos where CSA is at, but I don't know, man.
Okay.
Great shots though from.
There you go, sir.
Again. HL is just a fucking stonewall over here. Gene and the Matt Jackson over here, Jesus Christ.
Union soldiers might as well F9 instead of being shot. Same result. Aye.
Lewis moves into the field, he's now facing CQB here. And there he goes.
Charge at
Podor's bottom, I believe.
9:30. Here we go. We'll see where the Union charges. Now, I think, like you mentioned, wait for HL to volley, charge in as a team. The Sharps need to go first. Because the Sharps suck at kneeling.
Forward.
Oh, it looks like they're charging a little early because of that HL
HL
volley.
just fired. Yep, exactly. Now they shouldn't go in, they should hold on the fence line and just do the shootout. CQB now volleyed as well.
I don't know.
And now the...
So you think Union should just sit here and shoot at CS?
Yeah, they should wipe a unit with that, but look at what's happening now. They're opening their flank to CQB.
I mean, they're kind of hitting directly on everybody. Along Mississippi's down the flank. Some Union group on the backside's not in the charge. CSA's dominating the charge.
Good move by New York State guards, if they come in quick enough.
They came in very late.
They're hitting the CSA flags in the rear.
Which?
Bates over here fighting. No, Bates gets stabbed. This is probably, out of all the charges we had, the closest one, but if these Union guys die out of line, they will not fall to final push, but... with this charge, losing this charge, lost Union the game now.
I mean, this is just great CSA play. You can't really do much as Union when the defending team has this great of a position with Buck and Ball. It can't really do much. To kind of counter your point, if the whole CSA line just shot, I don't think there's any reason against just charging in with your shots. I think trying to organize some half volley when you're charging in can kind of disrupt things and also give the opponents more time to get prepared for your charge. I think you should just go in, and then when you have your shot point blank on them. So, but
Will be in charge. Yeah.
it,
Buck and Ball, it's so brutal, though. Still, they're charging into Buck, and that's...
no, but
Well,
the
that
CSA had
close-
all their shots off at that point. They had no shots when
Yeah.
Union charged in, so I think waiting around and giving CSA any chance to get those reloads in again, even if sitting and shooting quickly and then running in, I don't think you want to give an opportunity. But it doesn't matter. In the end, it is what it is. The charge failed. Honestly, like, even if they sat and shot, just CSA defense has been playing so well that...
As soon as the Buck would have been in the muskets again, you know.
yeah. So,
The only way
yeah.
how Union is able to pull this off is if they now do a full send to the cornfield, get established onto the corner without being flanked, outshoot the unit that's near point, get on point, and cap it.
Yep. They got basically one shot of this, and then it's going to be complete chaos in the end of the round. Or an admin could end the round with Union winning. I mean, that's another...
Yeah, server settings and run. No,
that would be... that would be kind of funny.
total confusion from everybody. We lost.
Wanna hear my favorite sound pad?
Go ahead. If there's one man spacing in a spear wall, you're still a spear wall.
But yeah, here comes that push through the cornfield. Let's see how this goes.
Whoa!
Like chess.
I mean, Union could still win this. They probably won't. We'll see. They just got to win on a point. CSA will hit breaking regardless. They just, again, they got to win on point. They don't have any of their flags, though, so once they die, they can't come back by that.
They're sending guys to pick him up.
And there's a couple CSA guys there waiting for them, so...
Now they're on the corner. They should spread out, though, because of that Buck and Ball. I'm gonna say it, and then the volley is gonna come in and wipe almost the entire team. CQB's rotating, and CQB has the perfect position to defend this because they are like in the big rocks on point.
Union's starting to trickle charge.
That's what they need to do. They need to wipe 11th MS right now, get established in the wood line, and make sure they're not getting flanked by HL over here now.
I know it might be.
But they're not getting respawns in, and that's what will cost them the game. Because now they could just pull back a little bit, get their respawns in, but now HL is just gonna finish the job, I believe. CQB is charging forward now as well.
Yeah, you know Union doesn't have flags. You have your flags. Regardless, it's going to look pretty bad for Union. Union's got time for...
Get the flag!
They don't really have time for anything. New York State guards are still up here, but again, no flag. No respawns.
They actually got one flag. They had one flag up because Tanker just moved in and just ended that. Great job from CQB here, and HL not overextending, pulling back, holding point. I don't think that anything will knock off CQB and HL on point over here.
Yep, I agree entirely. Flores, Sloan, Mississippi starting to push up.
Flores is gonna wipe New York State guards here.
Playing the Gettysburg soundtrack. Oh, there he goes. Oh.
Rest of Union, the last hope, the final wave. Here comes Armistead.
He'll almost certainly fail.
40-second PA is waiting and reloading. They got enough time. They need to go in at like 1:30. The best route may actually be if they jump over and go through the field here. Send one unit to the right, wait for a volley, I mean, with 2 minutes left, you can't really coordinate a good charge, but
No. I mean, if anything, Union has to hit CSA to last stand and wipe them all to really gain that point. And if you can do that in a minute, 40 seconds left, it's very impressive.
The whole fence, get the bucket ball.
yeah, 11th does the perfect interception force here to counter the advance from Union right now. That's why I said if Union would just up and over straight to point, they would avoid 11th there. They would maybe end up in their rear, but that's what I think they need to do. HL is now taking now they have a crossfire set up.
Good day. I am free.
And CQB is, yeah, CQB is going for the far right flank here now, as you can see.
Yeah, they've been doing that. A minute left in our clock. Union's got some of those flags back, but unfortunately CSA buck and ball at point blank range is going to do some damage to you.
CQB cuts off New York State guards here entirely, gets them in the flank, wipes them. And with that, it's a very, very, very dominating CSA victory.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. CSA charging down the hill. They got plenty of tickets to burn, but in the end, great win from CSA. Doug, your thoughts for the round?
I think Private Sandmug over here, who's running to point, is gonna decide the game now. He's being chased by. He's gonna run into Bates over here now. Oh, he actually stabbed Bates. That's crazy. And now he died. Well, I think the CSA played hatches how they gotta play hatches. The Union had good chances. They had a good setup at the beginning, and it came down to very minor mistakes from multiple units that just, in the point of view for Union, unfortunately, decided the game, because if they were together as a team more and coordinated the charges better, they would have maybe been successful.
I mean, yeah. It's really hard for Union to win this map. I don't remember the last time Union won this. I think maybe on pubs I saw, but CSA has to play really bad for the Union to win. And CSA played well. They played pretty dang perfect. Obviously, as you mentioned, there's a thing or two that Union could have been done to improve. Some of the coordination on charges sometimes looked not great. Just like we saw 42nd PA go in, all let themselves die, and the rest of the team went in. Union positioning, especially the Sharps, was interesting. Resulted in a lot of deaths. But regardless, in the end, great win from CSA. Well-deserved. And we will see you all shortly for round number 2 on Reno's Fall. And here we are with round number 2 right now. We're still at 140 in balance right now. Is 8 towards the CSA side. And Union, thankfully, has none on artillery. If you don't know where artillery is, at least on my screen, it's all the way back at the Garland stand map, which it's just so far away, you can't see anything. You're going to spend half the match rolling the guns up. It's a waste of time. But regardless of that, infantry's moved out. Doug, what's the strategy for both sides on this map?
Well, CSA, well, as we see here already, 11th Mississippi is moving up and getting into a firefight here. USA has to cover basically 3 parts of the map. They gotta cover the center where the logs are, the woods on the left, and then the right side where the cornfield is. CSA has to basically try and hit all these positions at the same time. So, as we can see here now, CSA is advancing from their right side, Union left. And CQB is going a little more to the left, center-ish now. And looks like, yeah, CQB is going to hold back a little bit and wait. And they're going to take flanking shots now. And, yeah, New York State guards. No, Lucian noticed CQB there. This is going to be interesting.
You're going to get some pretty good shots on them.
Shootout. It's going to be a shootout here. CQB seems to win that for now, if I'm not mistaken.
CQB definitely outnumbers IB.
Keep hitting their flag, boys. Keep hitting their...
So Union is on point. It's because of FSB and IB here. the point says it's in the middle of these rocks in the open field, but you can go all the way to this stone wall where CQB is at and cap it on the east side of the wall. CQB's got to come a little more towards Union spawn to make that happen, but the points of contention in this game are weird, and I wish spectators had the ability to turn on an option that could show the boundary of the point.
It's in general, this map is the point on this map is very weird, like you said before. And CQB is hitting these shots over the entire field here. You see this one guy over here just got shot. Captain this. So yeah. IB basically stops or wants to stop CQB here, and tickets are even, and the shootout in the forest here is still ongoing heavily.
Surprised we're not seeing aggressive motion from CSA. Normally you see the CSA, they will try to outflank the Union right, go as far left as you can, which is basically across this open field, and then hit Union from behind. I'm surprised nobody's doing that, and I'm surprised they're not charging in the woods like one of these options. I mean, a shootout is 100% possible on these smaller pop servers. And if you want to shoot it out, capping that point, which CSA Wolfwitz is on right now, capping wouldn't be the end of the world either.
And look at the shots from CQB against IB over here on the range.
Pull back. Pull back.
And IB is now moving forward, going on point, and CQB doesn't seem like they wanna cap point.
IB today is holding very far forward, and they are very bullet magnet heavy today.
I mean, if you watch the shootout here between CQB and IB right now, IB is in a way worse position than CQB is, but IB is still spaced out, and yeah, they're pulling back now. The only reasonable decision.
Yeah, it looks like they're just staying out there to make sure the point is capped and not let CSA early cap keep that black timer going. And tickets already are in CSA's favor, despite nothing too significant happening on the battlefield.
They got them flat.
So, what do you think of the fall update?
The fall update. I mean, I like the looks of the maps. On South Mountain looks pretty nice, I believe.
Yes, it does.
Zombie mode was nice. But I'm still waiting for the regiment tool. I believe that's what the game needs, the in-game regiment tool. So units are able to advertise themselves without going in pubs and recruiting, because the regiment community is what keeps this game alive. To everybody who's not in a regiment, if you see this, join CQB. Join the regiment. Can totally recommend it. Regiments will give you the best experience in the game. They're not toxic, they're not racist, they are just experienced players, good officers, fun time, community. What else do you want more?
Ain't that the truth? In mentioning that, all the regiments in this battle, their links will be in the description of their Discord, alongside a link from our frontline reporters and co-commentator Doug. So feel free to check that out. And it looks like CQB does not really want to cap. Like, they're moving up to take shots, and then they're falling off.
IB is just on full strength all the time CQB pulls back. CQB moves up, and IB is like halfway down again. And CQB, I don't think I see many bodies in the field here. If you look at the field, you see bodies from IB over there, and a lot of bodies, and basically 5 bodies over here from CQB.
Sound like you like
So
the
it's a
CQB regiment.
What's that?
Sounds like you like the CQB regiment.
No, the absolute dog shit. Absolutely not. No, yeah. I mean, I gotta talk good about my regiment.
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, it's true too. IB is getting shot up here. It's it is happening.
If I see something my boys wouldn't do right, then I would definitely call them out. And you know, I'm actually a very, like, you know, perfectionist, I like to call it. So I like to have things perfect, and it's a good training for the other officers, of course. But as soon as they're gonna do something wrong, I'm gonna call it out.
Yeah, and CSA hasn't done much wrong today. They haven't
No.
done a whole rip Jerry. They haven't really done a whole lot in terms of attacking, and you can't really critique them. They've knocked the Union down a significant pace, and we've only seen fighting for 7 minutes now, and so they're at a very good pace right now with their shoot down. And I know myself, I like a lot more aggressive charging, but you know, if something works, there's no reason to necessarily change from it.
Yeah. And now the firefight on the CSA left, Union right, just rotated to the side more.
Yeah.
Podro is now in the field just scouting a bit. So you can see he's going to try and find an opening there somewhere. Oh. You should have pulled back quicker, god damn it.
You know, it's a little interesting that CQB shifted with IB. I don't know. I mean, they saw IB shift because there are 3 love MS guys out there. I'm just a little surprised that they're shifting with them instead of maybe going up the middle, but maybe they don't want to cap. New York State Guards has pushed off to these logs here to try to get some flanking shots into the woods. They are on point.
Go back to reload.
They are, yeah. I mean, that's initially what Union has to do, just try and get a crossfire or something set. Because right now, this shootout here in the forest has been nothing but ticket bleeding for both sides, to be honest. I believe most of the tickets are being lost on the right side in that shootout between CQB and IB because that's open field. And CSA is pulling back now. Look at this. Union is actually some sort of winning the shootout over here.
Yeah, CQB shifting back. Are these Union guys? Some of the Union guys in the woods are crouching, which if they die, they lose triple the amount of tickets, roughly, compared to when you're standing up in a large group. But
to be honest, if they're like behind the rock, like really hard cover, I don't mind crouching. I'm gonna tell it to my guys as well if I'm leading. But in a field or something, it makes no sense to crouch.
Well, Mississippi pushing up, kind of on this left side here. They're inching their way closer, trying to deal more damage. Rip force, and I think Flush.
You have State Guards shooting in the side, yeah.
So
I think
I
think Union should just continue this, but they should pull back a little bit. Not too far, but a little bit. So they just play it for time.
First Delaware falling back a little bit on some more logs. Here's a question I do have. So, what got you in the War of Rights game? What got you in this game?
I believe it was a video from Cody or something. I saw because I always liked the American Civil War, as in like history. When I was like a kid, my dad like I don't know if you guys have it over there in the US, but in Germany we have something called Playmobil, and it's like figures and everything. And I had like some Union and Confederate soldiers, and I used to watch like some John Wayne movies with like the Civil War. And when I saw War of Rights, I was always like, I liked history and I like games like this, and I like to lead, and that's what got me into War of Rights. And I eventually then joined a unit, joined Stormwar Brigade back then, and after some intern problems in that regiment, I a month later made CQB, and that's where I am now. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. CQB is 2 years old now, so about 2 years ago.
Huh. That's always fascinating to hear. It's, well, just the European side interested in American Civil War game. I find it fascinating. I know, at least I hear this, that if there was a Napoleonic version of this game, a lot of Europeans would go play that. But that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
that you've liked the Civil War at least.
It's hard to miss with Buckenball
for a long time.
Yeah.
It was always like I don't probably it was probably because it was in my childhood that much, like that was like the first thing that I was interested in, like history. It's like the Wild West, America itself. It just seemed something I'm really interested in. I got interested in German history way later. Like when we actually almost had it in school, I got interested in it, started reading up on that. But before that, I was basically only interested in American history. So that's why I like Wolf Rides. It's a great game, amazing game, but I don't think if I wouldn't have made CQB that I would still be around, because the community and the regiment is what keeps me in this game. Not playing pubs anymore, I'm just playing events on the weekends. Because it's for me time to relax, time to chill, and I don't want to overplay this game, if you know what I mean.
You know, I agree with that entirely. The only reason, I mean, doing this is great. I like broadcasting, getting some side money is great, but it's like the community still keeps me coming back. Because playing a lot of War of Rights, any game in general can get to you eventually. But the people.
If you played enough. Yeah. So yeah, CQB is pushing up again more. IB again pulling back because they just lost another shootout on the left side here. And I think CSA should early cap here because they have a very good line set up in the forest. And I believe that's what CQB wants to do now, is a cap.
I'm only hesitant about that because CSA is up by a third of a morale stage.
They're going off again.
Yeah, I think CSA's paced, even though it's very boring from a spectator view, in my opinion. Great cinematics, but not the most entertaining thing. I think CSA's pace is very good right now, and they don't need to cap. They could do this for the rest of the match, and I think they'd be perfectly fine.
They don't need to. It would fasten things up. And they are. That's an interesting maneuver.
Yeah,
the timing on the charges.
Yeah, well, Mississippi just went in, and they were like half dead before they went in, and then they went in and now they're dead. Unless the CSA gets there now. And CSA down to engaged. Union's halfway through it.
On our right. There's a line on our right.
I mean, if that's the idea, they're winning on CSA's winning on tickets. They're gonna be able to afford that ticket trade. Maybe they want to draw IB out so CQB can hit them on the side, and look at the movement from IB and CQB right now. IB is moving up, CQB is moving down.
Union's countercharging HL, and they're gonna win that at the end. So, I mean, again, that ticket gap enlarged in CSA's favor. So it was a good charge from CSA in the end, and it looks like they didn't lose. Never mind, they lost one flag. So maybe.
So CQB is going up and over now.
Yeah,
on
maybe
the
they're
other
gonna
side.
go around.
Just stay down the death leg. Don't expose yourself. Don't expose yourself.
I never play on this side of the map. I only ever play in the wood.
Jam is just saying, I never play on this side of the map.
Just stay down the death leg. Don't expose yourself. Don't expose
We'll see. That's why I like Conquest and Contention. Even though I haven't played the game modes a lot, I've watched it a lot. Being able to fight over areas of the game that we never normally get to fight over is very nice. Because even though there's there's 30-some skirmish maps, which is a lot, but when you've been playing that for many years in a row, it's like you've seen it already. It's very repetitive. I think they should do one new map a month. A very simple idea.
I prefer Conquest over Contention. It's maybe a interesting opinion, but I'm not the.
IB and CQB are
I don't enjoy. Yep. Lucian. Nobody's shooting Lucian. And that revolver may decide the charge. Now Lucian goes down, and you still got Dixie here with the revolver.
Yeah, this might hit Union down to taking losses. It's going to be close. Union's still kind of pushing deep in the CSA lines in the woods.
Well, you got CQB now established over here in a shootout, in a close melee fight with IB. And CQB will outshoot IB. Well, they got a revolver back now. And they need to CQB now needs to focus the Dixie just spawned. Yeah.
CSA's to charge Union in the woods. Union is. I'm watching the woods in the distance as they're reforming over there, but Union is kind of going deep into that wood line. At least it looks like it.
Podro is back with his revolver here on the left, and he got shot. Dixie's back now. This is interesting. This is gonna be a very, very interesting call here.
Couple, who is this? A lot of MS guys are in the back. They got the Union flag, and they might wipe Iron Brigade. Oh, they died. But if CQB, there's 3 guys left. Union hits taking losses.
CQB is pushing up now. Jerry spawns in. And Rel can shoot them. Yeah. And now IB is pulling back. And IB may be entirely wiped here. If this can get the flag out. Oh, looks like he may get it. He got it out, but one man survives that clash with CQB over here. And that just bought the entirety of the other CSA team time to push up here again. I like what Lulu is doing over here from 42nd. Lewis, I really like that move. Being far forward behind hard cover.
I don't want to see them move.
I'm a little surprised CSA is not taking a little, being a little aggressive here, but I mean, we'll see what happens with CQB winning down on the fence line. I assume they might try to move around and flank behind the Union line. Union is kind of far forward, so they have to trek a little bit, but can definitely be done.
Right face, Hampton's right.
They gotta prepare for IB to be back, because Lucian will not allow CQB to chill here. So this is gonna be interesting. CQB won the first engagement, let's see if they can win the second.
I don't know why IB's going back.
Looks like they're about to hit each other here. If CQB sees them is the question.
Lucian sees him. He takes his first shot.
And CQB makes it to the fence line though.
Yes, are they?
They're gonna hold in the corner here. Podro takes out Lucian.
I fucking called it.
And IB is entirely behind CQB now.
But they're dead.
Question is if they can win this.
No, left side, left side, left side. Over the fence.
Now CQB should win this. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how they couldn't win. Unless Union gets lucky with a revolver spawn, Lucian is back, and
yeah.
Well, Dixie's here as well.
I don't know why CQB's not taking out that Union flag.
And Dixie shot Lucian. Now Bates is going for it. Look at, yeah, there you go.
IB is being a ticket drain. I don't know if they didn't think Kolkowitz would be there, but I mean, that's starting to become a big ticket drain on the Union team right now. IB, I know you're going to let the enemy, by that I mean CQB, flank around the side, but IB should really link up with the rest of the team.
And now CQB has the entirety of the back of the Union. And they can just shoot him in the back, pressure the Union up to retreat. Because IB needs some time to get back up there. But Lucian is going again. He's sprinting, okay. It's just Beos and go, is what IB is doing apparently.
Behind us, move behind us.
CQB just needs to sit in that corner and the rest of the CSA team just needs to pressure up Union.
Yeah, no, this match is going to be over very, very soon. IB's is going up and over. They're going to try to go... Oh, maybe they're just going straight in for it.
And they're going straight into CQB here.
Hey, he might get him this time.
They might. They need to hit. They need to get CQB's flag knocked out the fight.
And they already did.
Get it back up.
They did.
Oh, never mind. CQB wins that. Holy crap. Okay. IB has an FSB of 11 guys. Kolkowitz has 15. Right off the bat, it's a 4-man imbalance. And First Delaware has moved onto the point to assist and take some shots at Kolkowitz. Flores and maybe some other 11 Mississippi guys. Maybe it was just Flores, but they charged in. One Union flag is down on the wood line. Union is very close to hitting breaking here. Kolkowitz starting to move off onto those logs. Your point.
Good move from CQB, but now Delaware just jumps over and they just undo that. And now CQB has to watch out again for IB coming up. And Relkin from CQB Skirmisher is right next to Lucian and both don't see each other. And now Lucian dies.
if I'm CQB, I'm telling the rest of the team we're getting shot at by IB and someone on point. And they're about to be hit by someone in the woods. CSA really needs to charge through the woods. If they sweep through, they'll hit Union to breaking, and they just charge point and probably win. Who was that in the wood line? Midwest Brigade is there. So New York State Guards, 42nd PA, 9th Corps, the last Union groups up here. Flores is moving up. They're charging in.
Podro, wait. Look at this now. What Podro's doing behind the Union line. He's gonna cut off 17th, reinforcing the other Union elements. And that's gonna get the Union down to breaking most likely. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Delaware behind CQB though. Might wipe CQB. Oh, CQB is encircled now.
Yeah, they're wiped, but 11 Mississippi kind of wiped the 42nd PA. That was up here. Now HL's moving in. It's about a third of a morale stage difference right now. And Union team mostly reorganized here. As they're starting to reorganize the few that did die. Here comes HL. They're collapsing.
Still the ticket trade CSA is going for right now. CSA has a chance of winning that charge.
It looks like they're
But
going
they should
to.
just go for
They're
point.
gunning on the point, yeah.
I believe CQB is now all the way back at, yep, CQB is all the way back at main getting full kits, and then they're gonna move back out. So this is gonna be interesting. Union has to countercharge and get aggressive, which will cost them tickets. But CSA has a great line already on point.
If all those guys are not capping, they need to be, because they're going to win the game in a second. You don't want to give Union a chance. Not like it'll matter, I don't think, but don't let the
it's
Union
over.
test.
Yeah, I believe it's a GG.
Yeah.
Well, they need to contest point, and they need to get everybody at least on the locks.
You are capping from here. Move the fuck up.
Just Flores moving out now. Just shooting hateful in the face. I believe CSA got it.
Yeah.
Union won't be able to get people on point quick enough.
Anyway, Doug, your thoughts for the round?
I believe that's textbook Reno's fall played by the CSA. Union were doing good until CQB started to just drain IB on that side, get behind the team. Which is eventually, I believe, what lost them the game was that shootout in the field. But the people in the forest, that shootout definitely drained the Union as well. When Union pushed forward, they had a chance, but basically CQB being in their rear, IB not being able to wipe CQB out is what I believe lost Union the game.
Yeah, it was really well played from CSA. I mean, not too surprising. Reno's is a CSA biased map, and I mean, even with just a shootout going on, you could just see that disparity. So I think, in the end, it is what it is. Iron Brigade took a lot of casualties throughout the match there, which definitely didn't help that little encounter. But regardless of that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have our Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. Besides that, though, we have our Discord and merch, and we will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.